So I am 51 years old. I have late onset muscular dystrophy. What that is a genetic disorder where my body does not have the ability to process proteins. I would say around 45. I started struggling a little bit with going up ladders, going upstairs, realizing something was going on with my legs. I had always blamed my leg issues, challenges, whatever, on high school sports. Until my buddy, who's a physical therapist, his name is Bill, we were in the gym one day and he noticed I was having a really rough time with my walk and my gait. He recommended I go to a chiropractor, so I started there. And after 2 or 3 months, it wasn't getting much better. And Bill was in the locker room with me and noticed my right calf was about half the size of my left calf. So I then started down the path with a nurse practitioner that runs a health clinic. And he was able to hook me up with a neurosurgeon or neuromuscular doctor to start there to see if we could figure out what was going on. So long story short, I spent a year getting diagnosed. Spent close to $25,000 out of pocket in that year's time. And at that end of the year, I still was not diagnosed. We had done blood work, they had done biopsies, cut the muscle, cut the nerve, did tests on both of those, confirmed the muscle had dead tissue and was in atrophy. The nerves were fine, except for now the cut nerve on my right ankle causes my right foot to tingle, and very much like a funny bone pain tingle that runs down my foot and up my leg, all from the biopsy. Thinking back on being younger, I probably had symptoms in my early teens. When I was playing basketball, I would drag my foot, my right foot, my toe, when I would do a jump shot. I was really hard on tennis shoes on the front, the tongue, and the front part of the shoe separating from dragging my feet. I remember stubbing my toes a lot when I was a kid if I was running around barefooted. So of course my parents were like, "You pick your feet up, Michael." And lo and behold, there was something a little bigger going on in my body. We just didn't know what it was yet. Again, I was fortunate to be athletic, so my body kind of compensated and just dealt with the small parts being a little bit weaker than the rest, and we made do. Which I'm very fortunate that I got to do that. I've had some great people in my life, coaches, fellow athletes, mentors that are all part of that training process with your brain to push through pain, to keep going regardless. I was fortunate enough to be pretty quick when I was young, so I played running back and defensive back and punt return and kick return, and it's kind of tough having gone through parts of my life where I was pretty good at not going down. When I was in high school, did everything I could to not be tackled, and I have some good memories. Not so good memories, but I have some great memories of times that I got to carry the ball. I ran track. I have some medals that I look at once in a while. They're kind of a motivator in a sense. Looking at them one day, I was, going through a little self-pity moment, doing the why me thing. And sometimes I'm upset and look at it and don't understand why someone that was able to run track and get the medals that I got, but now can't walk without a cane. Of course, my amazing wife, always words of wisdom. She reminded me that I'm very lucky to have been able to have had that in my life. There's And she's right. That also plays into the great things that came from having coaches and being in the military. I did 9 years in the National Guard and going through basic training, those drill sergeants and their ability to get in your head, like football coaches and track coaches, and instilling that ability to do anything you set your mind to kind of attitude. And yeah, it hurts, but you can still go further and keep pushing and don't stop. And I'm glad I got to experience that and have those parts in my life to lean on now that things are getting a lot harder and physically challenging. But thank goodness I still have that attitude of, tell me I can't do it, watch me, I'll show you I can. Or moving into the current, I have to use a cane all the time. I cannot go up steps or ladders or things like that without using a lot of upper body strength. My right leg is 95% gone, 90% gone. I can stand on it, but I have to lock my knee and use my skeletal structure to support my weight. If I bend my knee at all, I go down. If I go very far distances at all, even when I'm home, I use my electric wheelchair, which is a lifesaver. Definitely, at the end of the day, my legs are a lot more tired than in the mornings. So the chair helps me recover in the evenings when I'm home. I laugh at myself. I laid back on a bench to try to do some chest exercise with some dumbbells. Wasn't a lot of weight, just going through the motions, but I found after I had set the weight on the floor and I'm laying back on the bench and the bench is narrow, it was like a fish out of water trying just to set up. My core muscles are maybe 20% what they were 3 years ago. So I've lost a lot of core muscle strength, and of course my legs. My right leg is just about shot, and my left leg is probably 40 to 50% gone in itself. I don't have lungeability in my left leg anymore. I used to call it my good leg, and now it's my better leg. I'm sure those that are going through similar situations or just getting older understand what I mean all too well. You know, something I miss that, as I go through these chapters of living with muscular dystrophy, there's a lot of things that are gone, and didn't really think about the fact that this is probably the last time I'm going to do this. Dancing, that is one that I met my wife on the dance floor. Those who have seen us in our heyday can testify we had a lot of fun. Miss that. I do. I got to figure out a way to learn how to dance from the wheelchair. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure my wife will be all about figuring out a way to still be my partner on the dance floor.